Oh, he's single again, apparently.
What, another one of his wives die off or something?
No, I think he broke up with his slightly younger wife, so he's free at like 77.
All of his wives are like 30 years younger than him, so they're not going to die. He'd be the one to die.
The old dog 86 though has another one on here, and this is the last one from the old dog 86. Who is the most overrated wrestler of all time? This is a fucking great conversation right here, because you know it's easy to fucking say John Cena.
Yeah, it is.
That's the truth. That is the goddamn fucking truth.
Yeah, it's pretty goddamn easy, I'll be honest.
Because, and the thing is, we were bitching about John Cena fucking 10 goddamn years ago. But he was popular then. People were cheering for him then. Kids liked him then. He can go to his hometown and get booed now. And he's still a babyface. I mean,
I'll throw out a couple of people that I hate that have been or are really, really popular. Randy Orton. I fucking hate Randy Orton.
Right.
Kevin Nash. I never thought Kevin Nash had 4 fucking moves, and he acts like he was the greatest thing ever. I'll even say this: Sting. I don't even think Sting was that good of a fucking wrestler, but he was always over.
Sting, if he was in the ring with somebody that could look after him, they could have good matches. But
Sting was always one of those motherfuckers that did the same thing, every match. He had 5 moves, he did them exactly the same order.
Right.
Kind of like Bret Hart, except with less panache.
I'll tell you another one too, man. That's there right now, Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, he sucks.
They give him a top, he's on the top of the card all the time. And it's like the X-Pac heat, man. Nobody gives a shit. They boo him because they want him to fucking leave.
That's the one. I've every time I see him on the screen, I just do something else. I don't care about Rio at all. Thing that he does nothing that impresses me or entertains me. I just I don't need to watch this guy. And they've done giving him the title, multiple times. I mean, how many times do you have to give it to him? And no one cares whether he wins or loses. I mean, they care if he loses it, but they don't really care if he wins it.
Yeah. I definitely, when it comes to Alberto Del Rio, I guess it's just because he's like a Spaniard, and they're out for, they want to market to different countries and stuff. I would guess that's the only reason he's...
I'll tell you another one, though. Nobody's brought up is fucking Goldberg.
Yeah.
He's got to be the most overrated motherfucker of all time.
The difference is, though, Goldberg was fucking over. That's the difference between him and John Cena. It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even though I think, John Cena...
I think John Cena's a little bit better.
John Cena's, a little bit better than Goldberg. But John Cena... The thing about John Cena is, and I think it's a problem with politics, too, is they're just scared to death to give the reins to anybody else for some reason. Because they've had opportunity after opportunity, you can go back and think of all the fuckers they fucked up. Look at Ryback, man. I know he sucked, but they could have let him go with it for a while. They could have let CM Punk go with it. They could still let Daniel Bryan go with it, but they're not fucking going to, I did hear a rumor though that Bray Wyatt and John Cena is going to be the match for WrestleMania, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? How's that going to work?
He's going to get Sister Abigail. He's going to get that.
I guess.
Okay. Anyway.
What is going on, everybody? Started this thing a little bit later than usual tonight. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, so this is our monthly patron chat, And the link is on deadpitonpatreon.com if you want to join in. Uncle Bill is supposedly joining me on here tonight. I do believe Steve was trying to do some streaming earlier and had some issues, so hopefully that doesn't happen with us. What's going on, Foz Rotten? How are you doing, brother? For the Facebook users on the deadpit.com fans Facebook group, you somehow have to give permission to StreamYard so I can see your name. Everybody can see your name on here. I don't know what the deal is with that, but so yeah, I'm just hanging out here on a Royal Rumble Eve. Royal Rumble is tomorrow. And just kind of, Saturday night's not the best night to do streams usually, but I was like, hey, what the hell? We'll go ahead and do it. So if anybody wants to hop on here, just let me know. And we will talk some horror. We'll talk some wrestling for a little bit, whatever you guys want to do. I haven't heard much from Uncle Bill. He's probably trying to get his stuff together, and he'll be on here in just a minute. Yeah, Foz, there are not too many people on the Twitch. So if you want to check that out, twitch.tv/into the dead pit for Twitch. I don't really understand Twitch that much. Steve was telling me about another, what the hell was it even called? He was telling me to plug it on here. Discord. Is that right? We've got one of those as well, and he has the link for that somewhere on I think on Facebook. So I don't know what Discord is exactly, but the Dead Pit universe has a Discord server or whatever the hell it is. So yeah, I don't know if I've ever even heard it. Somebody mentioned it the other day. I'd never even heard of Discord. I've heard of Discogs. I tried using it one time, but it wasn't easy enough for me. So I've got all of my stuff on a spreadsheet, like a Excel file, like all my media, my music, movies, video games, and all that stuff. It's easier for me to just add it on there and keep it on my phone and look at it, because I've been bad for rebuying the same movies or CDs, whatever, multiple times. So I started doing that, but Discogs is cool and everything, but I just don't have the patience to add 3,000 movies and 2,000 CDs and records. That would just take a while. So I'm not going to do that, but Discord is evidently something different. So I will learn about Discord and figure out what it is at some point in time. James Crowley, a lot of YouTubers seem to have a Discord server. So yeah, I might get with Pizzal, see if he's got one, and just ask him, what the hell is that? What is it for? So the only thing I've seen so far is it's pretty much you can message back and forth on it, and you can do that on anything. I think you could still do that on MySpace. I did get a message here. He says he just hopes this works. Poor Uncle Bill and his tin can internet. But yeah, if anybody, I know Chris was on here earlier. Chris V. The link, if you want to join in with the discussion on here, is on the Dead Pit on Patreon.com site. Tonight we are broadcasting on deadpit.com fans, the Dead Pit YouTube page, and Dead Pit on Twitch. Yeah, MySpace was the first big social media thing, aside from, like, I guess ICQ was kind of social media before it was called social media, but it was similar. Right. Hey, it's all good, Chris. I know if anybody knows about shit internet, it is me.
Hi.
Hi, Uncle Bill. What you do?
I'm praying to God this works.
It's working good so far. Got a good view there of the Chucky and Dawn of the Dead one sheets.
Oh, did you see the other ones I put up? Hold on, I'll move my head.
Zombie. And what's the other one under that? Is another Dawn of the Dead poster? I can't hardly see it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that one, but that was like the it's like 11x17 Dawn of the Dead that had the cast on it, and I'd gotten it signed by all the cast on top of their pictures.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was like the first thing that you had. Was it Horror Find 04? That was one of the things.
That was like, besides the Dawn of the Dead like reproduction one sheet, that was the first thing I got signed by anybody, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking back, like that show, some of the stuff I brought. I got a Day of the Dead laser disc that I got Romero and Savini to sign, and then my Dawn of the Dead poster is over here. I don't think you can see it, but and the Hellraiser, like I think I mainly got a bunch of reproduction posters around that time. That was before I got into the original, one sheet, expensive ass. Of course, it's cheap compared to what the prices of those posters go for now. I'll say that.
Yeah, I've been trying for like 3 or 4 weeks to find the original Scream poster, and the cheapest I can find one's like $100. Man, that movie, like there had to be 1 million of those posters.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding that, especially like, there's a lot of video posters for it as well, you would imagine, right?
It has to be, yeah. I mean, that was like one of the most popular movies that ever came out around that time.
Yeah, because it was a big hit, home video market as well. I think a lot of people were watching, first saw it for the first time that way. But yeah, I mean, I guess where it's just gotten such a cult following over the years, maybe that's what it is. People are just grabbing them up. But I'm almost positive that wasn't that difficult to find a few years ago.
No.
You can ask Geek Room Life, who's in here, is big into the movie posters and stuff. He'd probably give you a little bit of feedback on maybe when that poster, the price on that damn thing started to go up, because it doesn't really make much sense.
Well, yeah, the weird thing is I can't even find it. Like, I mean, the ones that I have found on eBay have been up there for like months. I mean, nobody's buying them, but it's not like the one comes up for auction. That's the problem. Like, there's not any even coming up. Yeah,
that's odd. I mean, that's almost like, the forest or Don't Go in the Woods or something like that, like obscure, which Scream was a mainstream hit. So it is what it is, I guess. So what you been into?
Well, I just got done watching, the majority, I didn't realize it was 2 hours and 30 minutes long, of Midsummer. And,
Oh,
oh my god damn. That movie's a bit of a trip.
it's unsettling, isn't it, to say the least?
It is, yeah. I get the Wicker Man comparisons because it has a lot of similarities to the Wicker Man in the way that it's shot too.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some similarities there, but I definitely think that Midsummer's probably 10 times more fucked up than Wicker Man is.
One thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, but like all the scenes where they're inside any kind of room, it feels like an Argento movie. Like just the way that it's shot and the patterns and the colors and everything. Like I don't know if he was going for that. That's definitely what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean that's the weird thing too. Like, did you watch? There's a director's cut of that too. Where'd you watch it at? Did you watch it online or something?
I watched it on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, so A24, the studio, has the director's cut, which is even longer. Like I think it's almost 3 hours long or something like that. Which I have that, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I mean you got to clear your whole evening off to watch that shit.
Yeah, because it's a long movie anyway, So,
but I mean, I won't say that I didn't like it. I can see how a lot of people would not like that movie because for the same reason that they wouldn't like The Wicker Man, because it's not a action-packed kind of movie or anything like that. It's very slow, very deliberate.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely it's like throughout most of the movie too. At least for me, it was that way when I was watching it. It's like you can't really even pinpoint exactly what's making you have a panic attack while you're watching it. At least for me, because I think there was another movie that was similar to that we saw in the theaters, and I'm thinking it may have been like Insidious or one of those movies like that, where it's kind of like you can't really even put your finger on exactly why it's so, it's just leaving you uncomfortable. But
I remember it was Insidious because I remember when we went to see that, you came out of there and you were like, what the fuck, happened? Because it has scenes in it where like they're playing that music and the little kids running around and like it's just very, you just feel kind of like screwed up the entire time.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's one that is the guy that requested the review was either or Hereditary or Midsummer. So, and they're both kind of similar in that they're fucked up in a way. But yeah, so I guess it is Midsummer whenever we get to that. You've watched most of it, right?
Yeah. How long is Hereditary?
I don't think Hereditary is as long. I think it's like right at 2 hours maybe. But yeah, I mean it's kind of similar, but not really. I don't know. I enjoyed it too. So Tom Matthews, is it the Tom Matthews? Come in, Jason, you pussy. I don't think so. I don't think it's him.
No, he's got an H in his name. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Tom is spelled
that could be the his stage spelling of his name. Just to,
That's right. Yeah, just to make it different.
He added that. I added the H, you pussy.
He does seem like a dude that would add an H, like a silent H.
Thoughts on the new James Wan movie announced this week? I have no idea on that. You're gonna have to clue me in on that one. Is it a horror movie? If so, I'm interested in it. Geek Room Life horror posters are dumb right now. It wasn't until last year that prices started going sideways. So
yeah, man. Like I seriously started, just recently looking up horror posters again, and it's just ridiculous. Like I would start selling shit right now. I might actually start doing that because like stuff, even some of the stuff that I've got that I know I didn't pay half of what they're fucking trying to sell it for now.
Yeah, there was I figured it'd be a good time to talk about this. There was a Sleepaway Camp 2 poster on there, which is that's a fucking crazy rare poster too. I mean, I ain't going to deny that. It's insanely rare. The video poster, right? Because it didn't come out in theaters, I don't think.
Right.
That damn thing went for almost $1,000 on eBay last week. I can't imagine paying that for any movie poster at all.
Certainly not one that came out like 1988 and was fucking straight to video.
Right. Something like Sleepaway Camp 2, which, I like the movie and everything, don't get me wrong, and that artwork is amazing. But fuck, it ain't worth $1,000 for Sleepaway Camp 2.
It is to some dumbass, I know that.
I guess so. But yeah, that one went for like over $900 and some last week, and I just couldn't believe it.
There was another one too, I think it was a Pumpkinhead video poster.
Yeah.
That went for like something insane.
I've got I wonder if the Blair Witch Project one sheet's worth anything. I got it signed.
That's the thing. They all seem to be worth something now.
Yeah.
There's a there was a Frankenhooker poster that ended up going for over $100 that had something like 30 some bids on it.
Yeah. I am glad that I got into posters when I did, because if it was like that then, there's no way. There would be no way I would have gotten some of the stuff.
No, man. Yeah, we definitely got into the buying of that stuff at the right time.
Yeah, I was looking at some, you remember when I think it was the same trip we went to see Suspiria in 35mm. And then that Sunday we went to that dude's house on Craigslist that had all those one sheets and stuff. You would never, ever run into that sort of thing again. And that was insane. Some of the stuff that guy had in that lot that we got, like original Nightmare on Elm Street one sheets. He had multiples of them, right? Because he had stacks of each thing, each poster. And the Friday the 13th movies, 1 through 6, pretty much. I think I got 1 through 6. Well, maybe I didn't get part 3. There was one of them that I didn't get because it was torn or whatever. But crazy deal. What was it, $10-$15 a poster or something then?
Yeah, he kind of mixed it up. The only posters that I remember him trying to charge a lot of money for was didn't he have Star Wars posters there too?
Yeah, he had the Star Wars. I think he had Rocky, the first couple of Rocky movies. I think he had Jaws too, and he was wanting more money for Jaws, if I'm not mistaken.
But anything else, he had no idea that it was even worth anything. I don't think any of those one sheets.
No, that from memory, I think it was a movie theater that closed in Fort Knox or some weird area like that he had bought, and he had bought the building out and he had cleared everything out, and he was selling seats, selling all kinds of stuff out of that theater. But we got in on the one sheets thanks to Jason Payne. We would have never known anything about it. He was the one that gave us the info on that. So that was a once in a lifetime deal there. They had some amazing shit that we passed on too, that looking back at it, we
didn't have enough money.
No,
I don't remember. I think I bought at least 10 to 15 different things, and even $15 to $20. That's still quite a bit of money.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And the other shit he had was if you wanted to spend some money, you could have got everything in the world. You could have got Raiders of the Lost Ark, fucking Star Wars. I think he had Superman, different stuff like that.
Really, any horror movie that came out in the 80s, he probably had the one sheet for it as well. I remember clearly he had the Trick or Treat one sheet, the Trick or Treat movie with Skippy and Ozzy, and they had that one. And I did pick up Return of the Living Dead That's another one that I remember picking up there. So that was just a crazy score.
Yeah, we never got anything even like close to that again. Like that was only.
Geek Room Life is saying that no one paid on the Sleepaway Camp, and it's back on there, and it's $315 right now.
Oh, so that was the one that got relisted then. They didn't list another one apparently. Like,
yeah, somebody had their wife found out about it or something. It was like, you ain't fucking spending $1,000.
Yeah,
on Sleepaway Camp 2. No, we got a house payment to make.
Well, it'll still go for like if it's at 315. Shit, it'll still go for like $500.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how much time's left on it at this point? I haven't looked on it. I don't really look at posters anymore because I don't have any room for them, for one thing. And the prices are just crazy. The only ones that I would want now are ones that would be way out of my price range.
Yeah, there's not many, though, that we didn't get at one time. I mean, like, I don't have an Exorcist poster. Like, I'm trying to think of the bigger ones that I don't have Jaws. I don't have the Exorcist.
Yeah.
But you're talking about, like, serious money.
Yeah, Jaws was the big one that I wanted. And it was, I'm thinking even back 10 years ago, it was still like a $300 or $400 poster at that point. So I don't know what it goes for now.
I will find a Scream poster, though.
Yeah, I honestly, I think the Scream poster, if you wait around long enough, you'll get it for at least halfway affordable price. Because there's too many of them. I mean, hell, that couldn't be that rare, right?
I don't think so. There's no way. Like every video store, every movie theater, they had to have multiple ones of those.
Let's see here. Brent Bowers changing things up a little bit here. I probably know the answer to this, but do you fellas do the old buying movies on Vudu? So you'll have them, for lack of a better word, format change, proof way. I don't buy anything on Vudu. My Vudu days, like I still use Vudu for mainstream stuff. If somebody sends me a code or something like that, I'll put it on there. But I'm back to physical media, aside from the mainstream shit. And even some of the mainstream shit, I'll buy if it's cheap enough. Like I unfortunately listened to everybody and bought that fucking Invisible Man movie. Have I talked to you about that?
No.
That movie's a fucking piece of shit.
God damn. That's hardcore.
Yeah. I know I think I said in a previous video, it's all right or whatever. But if it was all right, then I could see myself down the line watching it again, but I will never, ever, ever, ever watch it again. The girl that stars in that movie reminds me of Mad Puppet Death. Do you remember her?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
That was one thing that ruined the movie for me too.
You're just sitting there fucking getting mad.
Yeah. I just thought about, past issues and all that stuff, that crazy ass. So
we almost got sued by a dude from Disney. That was amazing. Oh God. It was a good time.
The Scream 5, yeah, that might be part of it too. I try to grab it before Scream 5 actually gets made, because that might drive the price up a little bit.
I forgot that there was even going to be a Scream 5, to be honest, but it's coming up like next year, I think.
Well, most people forgot about Scream 4 too. They made a Scream 4?
All right, here's the thing. Like, I don't know why I couldn't tell you. It's just one of these things that I do from time to time. I go back and watch like all the series of movies, like older movies, and for some reason I decided to watch Scream like multiple times, like the different sequels.
Oh Lord.
Like, I can tolerate all those movies except for the fourth one. I don't know what exactly they were going for with that movie, but it's almost impossible to watch that movie. Like,
well, the thing is that I was like, going through when I was moving, I think I moved last year before last, or something like that. I've moved so damn much I can't I don't know. But I remember putting the Scream movies up, and I think we had gotten Scream 4 to review back in the day, and we never even opened it. It was still sealed. So the only time that I've ever seen it was that time we went to see it at the movies. And
it doesn't age well, but it also, like, there's characters in it that I absolutely hate. Like the chick from Planet Terror, that's the cop in it. God, I can't think of her name. Deputy Judy, I think's her name in it. Just completely unnecessary characters like that. But also, it's like he tacked on 17 beginnings and 17 endings to that movie, to the point where you're like, I don't even give a shit. Like in the first Scream, even in the second one too, like there was almost like a separate ending where you found out something that you didn't know before, and it was kind of exciting. And this one, like, there's so many false endings that by the time you get to the ending, you're like, I just want it to be over. Like, I don't care what the twist is.
The thing is, there's some movies that's like that, and I think 5 is going to be the same way. Like, I was looking in Walmart the other day, and they have a Terminator box set of Terminator 1 through 6. And I'm thinking they've got 6 fucking Terminator movies out now. 6 Terminator movies. And I can't remember a damn thing. I can kind of remember some of Terminator 3 just because I was shocked that was made.
If you held a gun to my head and were like, explain to me the plot of Terminator Salvation or Genesis or fucking Dark Fate, Dark Moonrise, whatever, I would be dead. Like, there's no way. I couldn't tell you one thing that happened in Terminator Salvation.
Well, and then you had Terminator Genesis, which I have no recollection of that one at all. And I haven't seen Dark Fate yet. Which you said that one wasn't too bad, but still, I mean.
Well, at least I can remember some of it. Like, it's not great, but at least it tries to be like a throwback to the old school Terminator. I don't know where they were going with it before it got to Dark Fate. Like, I don't know if they're trying to go like Star Trek-ish kind of sci-fi or something with it, but it just got so convoluted in the middle of that series that nobody gave a shit. And then Dark Fate kind of is like the opposite of that. Just trying to.
We've got Wet Movie on here, YouTube celebrity. What's going on, sir? And Garrett is on here. I think he's going to try to join us here in a little bit. Let's see. Who else we got on here? Bradley Taylor, the commentary man. This dude loves commentaries, Uncle Bill. He's a big fan of DEADPIT and a big fan of commentaries. And he's talking about a Friday the 13th Part 8 commentary, right?
Yeah.
We've got a Friday the 13th Part 8 commentary. Okay. You remember this one? This is the one where...
No.
Well, you'll remember this. This is the one where we recorded half of the commentary and your microphone was fucked up. So my voice is crystal clear, right? But yours is like in another room or something, so it sounds like. So, but I did send that to somebody who is using some audio magic that's going to try to fix it to where we can put it up and people can actually check it out. So,
God, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Friday the 13th Part 8. I don't think we put it up on anything at all because it was like pretty much, but there's some sort of audio voodoo that a buddy of mine is hopefully going to fix. So, yeah, this dude, though, like, as far as commentaries, he loves doing commentaries, too. So I figured I'd give him a little bit of a shout out. So you've been watching anything else lately? I watched, there was something that we watched earlier. It was like a Netflix original movie that wasn't too bad. I think it was called oh God. It's like The Abandoned. I'm wanting to think The Abandoned maybe or something like that.
I haven't heard of that.
It is Thomas Jane is actually in it. It's the first thing I've seen him in a long damn time. Thomas Jane and Anne Heche.
Jesus, dude, where'd they dig them up at?
The Abducted. The Abducted is what it's called, not The Abandoned. I don't know. Y'all look it up.
Thomas Jane of
Thomas
Punisher.
Jane. Yeah, the Punisher. War of the World. No, he wasn't in War of the Worlds. What was that movie he was in?
The Mist.
The Mist, yes.
Yeah.
The Abducted. I think that's the name of it. But yeah, it's like one of those movies where they're like camping and their daughter goes missing and a bunch of other crazy shit happens along the way, and there's a twist ending at the end of it. Not the best movie ever, but I mean, if you want a time killer for Netflix, it's fucking 10 times better than that Invisible Man movie.
I tell you one that I watched that you need to watch.
What?
And it'll probably be on Shudder not too long from now, but as of right now, I think you can only like rent it. It's called Psycho Goreman.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about that. Where's it at on Vudu? They got on Vudu to rent or something?
It was on, I rented it on Amazon. But I'd say all of them have, like any of them you can rent it on right now. It's like, God. It's kind of like the Monster Squad meets like, what would be fucking, like Wishmaster almost.
Now, I think I saw the trailer for it. Does it look like a videotape throughout the whole movie or something like that? Is it
filmed looks like that way? It almost looks like it was shot to make it look like it was in the 90s, 80s, 90s, something like that. But it's got some, here's the best part about it. It's got some really, really good performances by the kids, like, which is hard to find because most kids will get like annoying as shit, in movies. But this one's got some really good performances, and it's got a lot. It's called Psycho Goreman, so it's got a lot of gore in it. But it's just a good, stupid, campy kind of movie.
Who was the one that made that?
I have no idea. I mean, I could look it up, but
okay.
I don't think I'd ever heard of the guy.
Yeah, it's maybe somebody new that. Have you looked at any of the announcements from some of the boutique labels over the last couple of days that they've?
No, what's
coming out?
What's going on with Vinegar Syndrome? Have they released theirs yet?
Vinegar Syndrome stuff's not announced. I don't think they're announcing theirs until like Monday or whatever. But the big rumor for Vinegar Syndrome is it's this 90s slasher called the what was it called? The Curse, Halloween. It's the wooden man, like the wooden grown-up Pinocchio slasher movie, kind of.
Yeah, I remember it because I remember like that character, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
I think I've seen it. I remember it being pretty good because it was like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was direct to video. I don't think it ever came out in the theaters, or if it did, it was very limited. But they made a sequel to it as well. If I was betting, I would think that Vinegar Syndrome would put both of those out together. The Fear, there you go. I can't remember shit tonight. What did I say? The Curse.
The Curse. The Curse.
The Fear, the Curse. The Fear and the Fear Halloween Night. That was the two movies. One of them came out in like 95. The other one came out like 97, 98, something like that. And then there's they're doing a Giallo set, another one of them, which I'm not into that sort of thing. I probably won't fool with that.
No, I mean shit.
And then they're releasing they're gonna make an announcement about some 4K vintage porn. Uncle Bill, I figured you'd appreciate that.
I want to know who. I was seriously wondering this. Who buys that?
Well,
like what audience is that directed to? Any of that stuff, like Synapses stuff, or any? I'm just curious.
There's some weird people out there.
But man, I mean, the internet exists, so who is buying that?
I don't know. I have not. As far as porn is porn, man. Like, you can go on Pornhub and look up any fucking thing you want. So I don't understand it, but there's a market and there's people that have, I guess they have fetishes for that old, 70s porn.
And they don't want to get on the internet. They want like physical media.
No, they want to be dodging the cumwads in 4K. Oh God, it's coming right at me.
I don't understand that, but whatever. I mean, I don't. To each his own. I just don't know who would pay for that. I really don't.
But yeah, I mean, Arrow's got a lot of cool stuff coming out. They're doing a 4K limited edition box of Battle Royale, and Donnie Darko's a 4K limited edition. I think those are coming out in like April. Switchblade Sisters, the Jack Hill movie, is coming out, and I think that's Blu-ray. And then Severin has got this, and I'm not familiar with this guy's movies at all, but I'm kind of intrigued after watching it. It was the Andy Milligan box set. Have you ever heard of this guy before? He's kind of like a lower grade Herschel Gordon Lewis, but his movies come out in the 70s through the early 90s, I think.
No, I don't think I have.
So yeah, like, you can go and look at the trailer for that set. That it's like over the top, insanely gory stuff, like in 1970, 71 era started. So it's kind of interesting. It's $140 for the box set though, which I think a lot of his movies were very, very obscure and hard to find. I think Vinegar Syndrome did like 1-2-pack of his movies. So, I mean, people were kind of going crazy about that set. Now, I'm not familiar with that at all. I mean, I don't even know if I've heard that name before. So, but yeah, that's a big set that's coming out. I think they've already reported that it's limited to 3,500, and they've already went through half of those sets already, sold half of them in like a day and a half or whatever, whenever they announced it.
I mean, that would be something I would like to see, but I don't think I'm going to pay $140 just on a whim to.
Oh, come on, you can do it.
Check him out, see if I like him or not.
Faw's Rotten on here. Have y'all seen the new Ultimate Edition Blu-ray of Maniac? It's German. It's $200, but it looks awesome. Comes in a freaking huge statue of a 3D model of the poster, where it's Joe Spinell holding the hair and all that bullshit. So
here's what I'll say. Adam Beck's already got it. If he doesn't have it, he's ordered it already.
Buddy, let me tell you something though. I'm thinking of. I didn't get the 4K from Blue Underground, but I think that's the one movie since we started Dead Pit that's been re-released more than anything. We have received so many different copies of Maniac on DVD, like at least 4 copies on DVD itself, at least 4, probably more than that, and at least 2 on Blu-ray.
Well, honestly, that's like one of Lustig's big, like the centerpiece of that company. Like he's got the Fulci stuff and he's got Maniac. And I know like he's probably released that. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many different times, at least 6 different times.
I mean, I don't have the Maniac 4K. I'm sure it looks great because all their stuff looks great, but I don't really have interest in getting another copy of that movie. I have enough.
I've actually got the 3-disc one that he put out like right before the 4K one, but I don't have the 4K one either. I'd like to have it, but fuck, like you buy that and then you're like, that's like the newer.
Something else that I was going to do it with the Roundtable on here, but I don't know if anybody's going to show up on here. Bunch of pussies. I'm going to call them out.
Hey, I'm just glad I could show up.
Well, you're working, so better than last time, right? Because we couldn't get your shit. I don't know what the hell the deal was, but anyway,
I swear to God, if somebody else comes on here, I'll 100% guarantee you I'll fucking start getting kicked off. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but yeah.
People do need to check out our. Have you heard of Discord? Uncle Bill? Do you know what Discord is?
No.
I don't either, but we've got one now. It's some sort of server. So Steve hooked us up with it. Somebody asked about it the other day, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I went on it. And I still don't know what the hell it is. The only thing that I can tell, the only thing that I can tell about it is it's like a messenger on there, right? But if you're interested in contributing to Discord, there's a link on the Facebook page there, and y'all can check that shit out.
What the hell is it?
It's some sort of server. All the YouTube people have it. I don't know why, but they've got it.
All right. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about Discord, though, because, that's like, I know what Discogs is. That's what I said at first, but I don't know what Discord is. You know what Discogs is?
I know what Dawn of the Discs is.
What about Dawn of the Dead?
Evil Dead.
Friday's Dead.
Oh.
One of my favorite Friday movies. Let's see here. Greg Caldwell, Kindred is coming, and I heard that it was coming this year. That's all I've heard. Will Synapse do it in 4K? I guarantee they'll do it in a steelbook.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that too, about Synapse. Have you thought about getting that Massacre at Central High?
I have, actually.
I have too. It looks like something that we would probably like.
Yeah, you get to see the Kimberly Beck's tits in it, so that's one good thing. We can
it's like 1976 too.
1976 Kimberly Beck titties.
Right,
I'm sorry, Adam Beck. I don't mean to say that about your mother, but she was prime meat back then. That's back before she coming on. Set your ass.
Here's the. Did you ever hear that story? That reminded me. There was a story about Terry Funk one time. I don't know why, but it just kills me when I heard it on one of those podcasts where he was back when he was in ECW, and they were in the middle of a match, and he just like walks over and gets up on the top rope, and like there's no spot or anything like that. Like he's not supposed to be up on the top rope, and he's just like standing up there, and they think like I don't know what the hell he's doing. I think Sandman or somebody walks over to him and was like, Terry, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. And he's just standing there like,
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Royal Rumble is tomorrow, by the way. You know that?
I did know that, yeah. I mean,
are you going to watch it at all? I mean, it is the Royal Rumble.
That would probably be the only one I would watch. Just because that match itself is entertaining, even if you don't know anything that goes on.
That's what I was telling. I was telling Sarah that because she was like talking about how shitty it is now, and I agree, it's not very good. But there's that's probably the only match where I just enjoy the concept of it, And now there's two of them. There's a women's and a men's. So yeah, I'm definitely checking it out. But I think just due to their poor writing and all that, that almost makes it more intriguing because you have no clue who the hell's going to win either one. They haven't built anybody up at all. I mean, I guess Daniel Bryan, is what everybody's thinking because he had never won a Royal Rumble before, and he's kind of cutting promos on, one thing that he'd never done in his career. So, but other than that, I mean, I have no idea who would win either one of those.
I haven't even had a chance to talk to you about the Peacock thing.
Yeah, that's another interesting. I don't think I've talked to anybody about it, really. I mean, ain't nobody to talk to. Sarah don't give a shit about that sort of thing. But
she's like, what the fuck?
What the hell's Peacock?
So if I'm right, like they sold the WWE network too, right?
Well, for 5 years, all the content on the network, which it's a hell of a deal for WWE, man. Like, it's like $2 billion price for just basically renting their library for 5 years.
That's crazy, man.
Only bad thing though is for the wrestlers themselves because they were making commission off of. I guess the network, but I don't know how they were doing that, but how are they going to do it now? Because all that's in with a bigger conglomerate. It's part of the Peacock on demand thing. So I don't know. But I mean, for the hell, you can get an ad version of it for $5 a month, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
I was telling Sarah, I was like, these fucking pay-per-views is about all I watch on it. They've got commercials on it anyway. So it kind of don't make no sense to pay another $5 to be commercial free. So
$5. That's insane to think you have like everything
yeah
for $5 a month.
Well, and it is, I mean, for the fans and stuff, because imagine, like, if you really look at the money they're making now, all of it's for TV, advertising and stuff like that. That's how they're getting their big money. Whereas back in the day, their big money was pay-per-views and stuff, and that's not even there anymore. That's not even a thing. So it's kind of interesting how everything is evolved in that way. But yeah, Royal Rumble is tomorrow. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be something different to watch, and this will be the only pay-per-view I've watched this year. It'd probably be the only one I will watch.
Roman Reigns he is fucking killer as a heel, though. Like, that's probably the only thing that I can really put over on their product right now. Like,
it's like 5 years too late for that, man. They would have done that. Like,
I couldn't imagine the response he'd get if they had a crowd there, because he's just like, he plays an asshole great. Craig Grizzly is also coming out as well. Yeah, they got like a whole William Girdler box.
They made a second one like recently. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. The second one, who's bringing that out? Is it Scorpion bringing that out? Or
I thought it was Severin too, but I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think it's another company. Somebody else can clue us in there.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, because they've got it's got Charlie Sheen in it before he was, all these people before anybody knew who they were. Charlie Sheen is in it. I think Laura Dern is in it, because it's got their names on the front of it. Like George Clooney, Laura Dern, and Charlie Sheen are all in it.
God. Hold on.
It was, from what I understand, that movie was never finished, and they had finished it to release it on, just now on Blu-ray or whatever they're doing.
Some bitch, they're sold out of it all over the place too. Who's putting this out? That's pissing me off. Come on.
It may be somebody else, but I keep thinking it's Scorpion.
It sounds like something they would put out.
Facebook user said they just got it in. T-Money, he's cluing us in. Gravatus Ventures. And I'm sure I misspelled that.
Say that one more time.
Gravatus Ventures with some Boogaloo.
Okay.
I think I've heard of that company. There's all kinds of those companies like that have no online presence. Like Scorpion's one of those companies.
Yeah, they have a Facebook.
That's the
page.
that's the weirdest shit. Like, they'll come out with stuff, and Code Red and Scorpion kind of the same sort of deal.
Code Red doesn't need to have anything. They really don't. Like, they need to have a MySpace page, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, and they'll randomly find shit from Charles Band's warehouse, right? And then the slip covers will be back in stock for, I think they did this on one of those websites. They had limited amount of slip covers from Just Before Dawn and a couple of other ones or whatever. And they found them straight out of Charles Band's warehouse.
Charles Band's another one of those guys, though, that's basically like a con man. I don't know how to say it, but they come out with so many different special editions and so many different box sets and stuff like that. And then they're supposed to be out of print, but they're not really out of print. And he does that kind of shit all the time. I did see that they licensed their, NECA is putting out the Puppet Master figures again.
Nah. I would be interested in selling my Puppet Master DVD box set just because it takes up too much real estate in my shelf back here, and I'll never watch those movies again, ever.
Honestly, is it the second or the third one is like the only one that's really good? Like the first one's slow as hell.
The first one sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tend to like, as far as those Puppet Master movies, the later ones. Aside from, they had Anchor Bay release one like Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys or something like that. It had Corey Feldman in it. That's a big old piece of shit. But the one that was right before those, I can't remember the names of them. Puppet Master.
Well, there was when there was one called Axis of Evil.
Yeah, I think that was later too, though. They had.
It was. You're right.
This was like probably mid to late 90s Puppet Master. They used to show them all the time on HBO, I think. That's where I watched it.
There was one called Toolin's Revenge.
Wasn't there one called Retro Puppet Master or something like that? I think I liked that one.
That was the one where the toys are like slightly different, like the designs and everything.
But we got a question here for Uncle Bill. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this or not. Let me get my mouse fixed over here, Bull. Bradley Taylor, how do you feel about the Batman 1966 TV series?
Well, oddly enough, was it the 90s when they put that series out on TV again?
Yeah, I think it was syndicated like in the 90s. I remember seeing it on just random like WGN or something like that. And
I remember like everybody was getting back into it. Like, I don't know why, but it caught on. Became like a cult kind of series again. So I was watching it at that time period too. I mean, it was great for what it was at that time. Like a campy kind of series where you had like a bunch of different guest villains and Cesar Romero's Joker and all the different Catwomen. And
Egghead was in there.
Vincent Price, yeah. And George Gershwin was the Riddler, I think.
George Gershwin.
Frank Gershwin. George Gershwin was
George Gershwin's a composer.
Yeah. Yeah. But I always liked it. I even liked the movie. Like everybody shits on the Batman movie. And
that show, they shot that show like they shoot movies and stuff. It was on film. So there's a remastered Blu-ray set of that. I think it's pretty cheaply priced now. It's insane how good that looks. Like it's from the mid 60s, but Jesus Christ. I mean, it looks new. Like it's freaky. I think I've got it on Vudu if you want to check it out. I think it's still on there. The remastered HD ones.
Do you like the movie? Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I think we reviewed the movie back in the day. I know that they sent it to us.
It's the classic where they're in the submarine.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I've got the Blu-ray of it. It's been a little while, but I remember liking it pretty good. My favorite Batman though is Michael Keaton, the 89 Batman. As far as if we want to get real geeky and talk about that bullshit.
Well, we might as well. Yeah, Michael Keaton is probably the best Batman by far. You've got what? George Clooney, Val Kilmer. And
Matt Monaghan.
And fucking what's his name? The dude that screamed at everybody.
Christian Bale.
Bale, yeah.
Well, now you're going to have Edward from Twilight. He's the new Batman.
That'll be great. And I guess Ben Affleck now too, which I haven't seen that movie. Have no desire to see that movie.
I tried watching. It was the director's cut of it, and I couldn't make it through it. It was like it was over 3 hours long, I think, or it was nearly 3 hours long or something like that. And I just couldn't do it, man. I've got it in there. If I had a theatrical version that wasn't as long, maybe that would help. But yeah, Michael Keaton. Maybe it's just where we grew up around that time frame. But to me, the Batman 89 and then Batman Returns, those two together are hard to beat.
Let me ask you this though. The real question is like, which Joker do you prefer? The Nicholson one, the Heath Ledger one, or the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Well, I still haven't seen the Joker movie, the Joaquin Phoenix one. I've heard good things, so I can't really even judge that. But yeah, I mean, if Jack Nicholson of the other two, for sure. I think Heath Ledger did a great job in that, like of just playing a crazy ass. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it is nostalgia, but like the Joker, the Jack Nicholson Joker was probably my favorite.
I would probably, just like you said though, just because like I was there, waited in line, went and saw the movie like everybody else did in 1989, like the fucking Strand, like the Nicholson one has kind of got like a special place in my heart. And I don't know if you can really top the performance that Heath Ledger gave, but the Joaquin Phoenix one's completely different. Like I don't even know how to really describe it, but it's not.
Yeah, and from what I understand, I guess it's a sequel to the Joker, and it's the Batman movie, right? It's just the Batman is the name of it, the Pattinson movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, hell, I just know that the wording of it makes it sound like it's almost a sequel. So,
I mean,
Robert De Niro is in the Joker, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out at some point.
You need to see it just for that one particular part too.
Oh, I know you know a thing or two about Joker here.
Not funny over here. It's not funny.
Indy Phantom, what's going on, man? I remember that guy sounded like he could be on the radio for sure.
Yep.
Let's see. As long as you shoot on film, you'll be ahead of HD for a while. New 8K transfers of movies from the 30s reveal detail like dust particles you couldn't see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've definitely noticed this. Older movies look better in 4K than newer movies.
Why do you think it is? Do you think it's just the film or the fact that?
I think it is. Like, I think that a lot of the newer movies, they shoot it digitally. That has to be what it is, man. Like, I don't know, but I started to notice because I was thinking like, there was a couple of newer movies that I'd gotten in 4K early on. One of them was one of those Star Wars movies, right? And it looked good and everything, but it didn't pop like a lot of those older movies do in 4K. So
it's weird because I never really thought about it, but you're right. Like all of the ones that I can in 4K that I really think look amazing are all older movies. Like none of them are like the newer ones that should look amazing.
T-Money, though, he's talking about Christian Bale. He was a great Bruce Wayne, but I don't think he was a horrible Batman, but he wasn't the best. I mean, for sure. Like, I don't think anybody puts it. Here's my thing about those Christian Bale Batman movies, right? And this is just me because I've seen Batman Begins like 2 or 3 times. Batman, The Dark Knight or whatever, I've seen that a couple of times. And The Dark Knight Rises just that one time. I will never watch The Dark Knight Rises again. Like, I don't know what it was, but that was just such a mean-spirited, like, dark movie. To me, that was I would have not made those movies a trilogy. I would have done The Dark Knight and Batman Begins and just end it, because The Dark Knight Rises, I was not a fan of that one at all. I know some people say that was their favorite one of that trilogy.
You didn't like Bane?
No.
I give you permission to die.
What kind of voice am I talking?
Whatever voice that was. Oh God. And Michael Caine. Michael Caine's in that, man. Like, I forgot that.
He's in all of them, or he's in Batman Begins. I don't know if he's in The Dark Knight.
He might be waddling around in the background. I don't remember him being in that though, for some reason. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's. Rutger Hauer's in the Batman Begins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. How far we got a damn super chat. Steve will be jealous. CK, if you want to have another Panic Attack. While watching a movie, just watch Uncut Gems. Is that the one with Adam Sandler in it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Would I just have a panic attack because it's fucking just downright shitty or what?
I just have a real hard time imagining that being like Adam Sandler in a serious movie, but I don't know. I guess Jim Carrey was in a bunch of serious movies, which, by the way, speaking of Jim Carrey and serious movies, watched The Truman Show again recently. That movie actually holds up like amazingly well.
I always liked The Truman Show. It was kind of ahead of its time too, really, if you think about how the world, the 20 years later, how it is now. I mean, think about it.
Fuck yeah. I mean, like, that really could happen. And surprising that it didn't happen.
Well, it kind of does happen, but everybody just knows. Like, have you ever checked out this site called Chatterbait, Uncle Bill?
No. Chatterbait sounds amazing, though.
Oh, God. Well, I don't know if we should talk about it in detail on here, but just, yeah, somebody will have to check it out. It's,
I'll look it up.
Chatterbait.com.
I mean, I can imagine.
Don't look it up on a work computer, though.
I can imagine with that combination of words what it's going to be about. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I'll just describe it to you, Uncle Bill, briefly. It's like a chat here, kind of, right? But these people can send you tokens for doing one act or another on camera.
Oh, God.
And, yeah, there's a lot of this shit's happening in the Philippines and Mexico. But, yeah, this is a wild world we're living in right now.
I don't even want to imagine what the hell goes on.
Card Attention, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Also, I made it a little bit easier for those that aren't members of the Patreon page. You can now simply go to DEADPIT on Patreon.com and get the hookup. You don't have to type a whole bunch of shit in. You can remember that. It's up there in the corner. Indie fan, yeah, I could definitely tell you did some radio ads and stuff like that. You got that kind of voice. I just wish somebody would pay me to do that. Like making some money. Let's see here. Carter says, Uncut Gems is super anxiety inducing about the day in the life of a gambling addict. That's a A24 movie. I may check it out then if it's an A24 film.
Now, is that just that director's company?
I don't think it's his company. I'm not 100% on it, but I think other filmmakers direct stuff through that company. So, see, they did The Witch as well, and that's not Ari Aster didn't do that one.
That movie was amazing too, though. I don't give a shit. Like, people can say whatever they want. It's not for everybody, but the amount of detail and research that went into making that movie and just how crazy, and you talk about anxiety producing movie too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
You haven't seen that?
Mm-mm.
Dude, if you liked fucking Hereditary.
I've got it. I haven't seen it.
You are bound to like that movie.
That's one of those Blu-rays you can get for next to nothing. I think it was like $4.99 or something like that on Amazon. So I have it, but I haven't watched it yet. I may check it out at some point.
It's just bizarre to me that they actually like researched the dialect and everything in that movie is spoken like it would have been spoken in that time period. And you watch it and you're like, it's like watching a different world. It really is like it doesn't feel like a movie. It does, like something about it is just way too realistic.
Andy Phantom again says, sometime you guys have to do a show on crappy 80s comedies. I was watching Night Patrol not long ago, and I swear you guys mentioned that one time on a show for Linda Blair. Yeah, I think Uncle Bill, you're the one who mentioned that, if I'm not mistaken. The Night Patrol.
Yeah, there was a ton of those like that, though. And we watched a couple of them, too. Not just Night Patrol, but like shit like King Frat. I know you remember King Frat.
Yeah, there's like, I have... mainly when I was a kid, I would rent horror movies, but there were a couple of other exceptions there. There were the shitty like 80s comedies like you're talking about, like the Meatballs movies, the sequel. There was a sequel to Meatballs. I think it was Meatballs 3 that had Patrick Dempsey in it. Right. And he was visited by the ghost of a dead porn star, and she was trying to coach him into becoming, to losing his virginity or something along those lines or whatever. And then like a lot of the Cheech and Chong movies were, King Frat, Delta House, whatever. There's a lot.
There was a million different like Animal House ripoffs in the 80s too.
But the other genre, though, and I know you're with me on this as well, was those shitty 80s and 90s martial arts movies.
Oh, God, American Ninja and Ninja 3 The Domination and, God, what were some more, too?
There was, Sho Kosugi had a
American
shit
Ninja.
he had, like, Pray for Death. He had 9 Deaths of the Ninja. You also had, like, the Kickboxer franchise. Best of the Best. Those Best of the Best movies.
It's a good movie.
There were a bunch too, like show. There was a movie called Kumite, right? Wasn't there a movie called Kumite as well?
I think that was there was a movie called Kumite. I don't remember if it was a sequel to something, if it was just a standalone movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean that was like most of the ones that I watched though. When I rented them, I always just looked to see if ninjas were in it or whatever, and that was usually the ones that I would rent. But
wasn't there one called Pray for Death? That was another one too.
Yeah, I think Arrow Video's got that on Blu-ray, and that's another one that's crazy cheap. But the most legendary one that I remember as a kid was Ninja 3 The Domination, because that kind of mixes horror and action ninja goodness. And Lucinda Dickey is in it, who that's another staple, was those breakdancing movies and shit back in the early 80s.
Do you remember The Last Dragon?
Yeah.
And fuck that guy, what was his name? The head guy. God.
He was also in, I think the same guy was in Revenge of the Ninja as well. He was like he was a black Bruce Lee kind of. I can't remember his name. His
name in that was Leroy, but I'm talking about the guy that's like the evil head guy that's always going.
Greg Caldwell said his name is Show Nuff.
Show Nuff, that's right. Yeah. Am I the baddest? Show enough. There's that whole speech. Oh, it was awful, but great. And he glows at the end, like golden kind of glow when he's doing his like kung fu or whatever, and ends up defeating. They just don't make shit like that anymore.
I bought to resell the other day VHS of Bloodsport 2, right? And I think it was called Bloodsport 2, The Last Kumite, or The Next Kumite, or something like that. The guy on the front of it, I guess he's the lead in the movie, too. They just essentially hired a Jean-Claude Van Damme lookalike to star in the movie. And the weird thing is, Pat Morita is actually in the movie as well.
What?
It was like in 1996, I think, is when it came out. And I was thinking about it, maybe even watching it, because they made like 3 or 4 Bloodsport movies.
Yeah, they did. Like, oh wait, did you say Bloodsport movies?
Yeah, this is Bloodsport 2.
Okay.
The Next Kumite or something like that.
I've never seen any of the Bloodsport sequels. I didn't know they had a Bloodsport sequel. I've seen all the Kickboxer sequels. I don't know why, but I have all those.
Yeah, I actually like the second Kickboxer movie too, but after that, like, it just becomes almost like a cop crime type a movie or whatever. It's not really much about kickboxing. It's more about like Sasha Mitchell running around with a little gun and shit and chasing after people.
It progressively gets worse, I have to admit.
Which I'm kind of surprised that they don't try to do another kickboxer movie. Like, they're making more kickboxer movies right now. Like, I think Dave Bautista was in one of them or something. They're on Netflix.
Is he going to be Tom Poe or some version of Tom Poe?
I think he was. Yeah, I think Bautista was. Yeah.
That just seems like that would be right. Yeah.
But that Sasha Mitchell, what in the fuck happened to him? Why can't they get him back?
I don't know. Like, there was a whole list of people in the 80s and 90s. You had like Billy Blanks and Cynthia Rothrock and Sasha Mitchell and fucking Don the Dragon Wilson. Like, all them dudes were making those kind of movies at that time.
Have you ever heard about the Cynthia Rothrock movies? There's some sort of deal. There's an issue with those movies that the only ones that I know of that's ever really been out on anything is the ones that Vinegar Syndrome, the martial law movies. For some reason, I don't know what the deal is. I don't think it's her, but whoever the producer, I don't know if it's the same people or what, but none of that stuff's ever come out on anything like martial law. And they said, once that goes out of print, don't look for it again. Like, I don't know what the issue was, but like, she did those Fast Getaway movies with Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Those aren't out. They've never been out on anything.
Now, I've got one on DVD because I remember it. It's China O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only one that I've got on anything.
So I don't think any of that stuff, though, I mean, has been re-released. Like, some of those DVDs that we've got, they may even be like unofficial releases too, because the Trick or Treat DVD that everybody's got, that's not really an official release.
Well, you can tell that. That just, looks like Good Times or something. Put it out. Right.
I did find another really cool Goodwill find that I'd gotten recently is the complete series of Sanford and Son for $3.99, and how could I resist that shit?
Oh, hell yeah.
But
that's one of the better shows.
Oh, yeah.
Came
out. Carda on here again's mentioned, have you checked out the Dark Side of the Ring documentary series from Vice? They're actually working on the new season for that right now. But yeah, I've seen all those episodes. Have you seen any of them?
I've seen all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great series. I think they're doing Brian Pillman, I think, for the next season is one. And Bruiser Bedlam, I know, is another one that Jim Cornette was talking about. I don't know if you've heard about him. He was a wrestler in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and he got arrested. He had all kinds of like legal issues and stuff. He had got arrested for attempting to bomb a police station.
God damn.
So,
I mean,
yeah, that's going to be a good one.
It doesn't get much more hardcore than that.
Collision. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, I thought the Chris Benoit one was probably the best one, just because like how in depth they went. Well, actually, the Owen Hart one was really good too, and that was the first time that they'd ever that I know of anybody ever talked to Martha Hart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that they did both. They did both of those in one season, right? That was the last season.
The beginning one was Chris Benoit and the end one was Owen Hart. I'm pretty sure.
I'm kind of surprised that they did that all in one season, but maybe they were thinking they may not get another season out of it. But funny story about that series, though. I was going through some of her old emails, and we used to get screeners galore from Severin Films back in the day, right? I saw this guy's name. He was one of the PR guys. Evan Husney is one of the guys that is the creators of Dark Side of the Ring. Back in 2011, 2012, he was the PR guy for Severin Films.
Are you serious?
How weird is that? Yeah. Yeah, that was the guy that we would go through. His name is Evan Husney, and I was like, his name sounds so familiar. Why? And I searched, and sure enough.
He's probably the guy that sent us. He probably sent us The Gardener on the DVD at one time.
The Gardener. Oh yeah.
You remember
Severin
that piece?
was, yeah.
Oh God.
That was yeah. Eco Skeleton. Any night is horror night, but especially Saturday night. That
sounds like a song. Yeah, like a song lyric.
Yeah, but I'm glad you're enjoying it, Eco. But yeah, we normally do these for patrons to join us on here, but everybody's having some technical issues tonight, or people just don't know about it. I don't know, either one. But DEADPIT on Patreon.com, you can check that out as well. We got 45 people on here. That's pretty good for Saturday night.
Saturday night.
One topic though that I was going to bring up for the roundtable, but fuck it, man, you'll talk about it. So they've got these documentaries out now that are crowdfunded. They're the dark, what is it called? The Darkness, Into the Darkness, or something like that.
In Search of Darkness.
In Search of Darkness, 2-part documentary series. They're 4 hours a piece. Right. Am I alone in just not giving one single fuck about seeing that shit? Like, the thing is, here's my issue with it, and this is the only thing that I have an issue with, is the length of it. Why can't you make a documentary about said subject in 90 minutes? Why does it have to be a marathon, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, about most of this shit we already know about? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, the only thing I have against it is just the part about how many times can you go over the same shit? Like, I'm pretty sure that most of anything they're going to talk about has already been out there. But I will say this. They have an ingenious marketing plan. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but if you go on eBay and look up In Search of Darkness, you will see it. So what they do is, like, if you buy the thing and contribute to is it a Blu-ray, or I guess it would be a Blu-ray, and contribute to the thing a certain amount, they send you this package of shit, and each one of them has a separate, I don't know, like character. So some people will get like the Chris Jericho bundle. Some people will get the Linnea Quigley bundle. Some people will get the Kane Hodder bundle. So people are fucking flipping out, like trying to get all these different bundles that they send out that has like a different poster and shit in it and all this other stuff. Right. It's genius, man. Like, just how people are.
But like, for me, I mean, I know some people are excited about it and everything, but okay. Bottom line is if I were to get it, I would watch it maybe one time. It would never be rewatched again. So Geek Room says it's already on Shudder, or it's becoming free on Shudder. That's the way to go for something like that, because the rewatchability factor and that sort of thing, to me, it's non-existent, especially if it's 4 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I remember sitting through that was like 4 hours long was those the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street ones that were like 3 and 4 hours long. The documentaries.
Yeah, I mean, and I haven't watched them since. I watched them one time.
Well, yeah, you can't really like.
It's like that. Do you remember when Mike Baronis did that Para? It wasn't even a documentary.
Dude, that was different though, actually, because I love that guy. Love the fact that he did that. But like, there was shit on there where you're just like sitting there, your eyes rolling back in your head. He had the boom operator from fucking, Demons 3 or something. And you're just like, I don't give a shit. Like, I want to give a shit. But
I remember we watched that so clearly too, because I think it was on a Monday night. We finished watching wrestling, right? And we were like, oh, we're going to watch this documentary and shit. It ended up being like 2:30 in the morning before we were done with it. And we were like, God damn, man, what in the hell?
Yeah, I mean,
because it wasn't even a documentary. It was just different interview after, one interview after another. And it lasted for hell and ever, man.
I think there's 2 different types of documentaries that people make. there's the ones where they're trying to be like entertaining and slick, and then there's the ones where they're like, all right, like I'm obsessed with these films, and I want to have like a documentary that covers every damn aspect of any of them, and that's
See, I mean, I wouldn't be against if somebody did a documentary on obscure wilderness slasher movies, right? Make it 90 minutes long. Okay. And do not include Adam Green in it. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see, who's that other guy? That Cash guy. What the hell was his name?
Cash guy.
Oh God. What the hell is his name? No, I mean, don't want to see Adam Green. Don't want to see Joe Lynch. There's another guy that's in all of them. I just wish that they would find different people. Fucking get Wet Movie or Pizzal or somebody in there different.
No, they've got the same general like group of friends, I think, that show up in every documentary like that.
That's what I don't like. It's just like,
and nobody. Here's the thing, man. Nobody likes that shit.
No.
Like those people, like what's that chick's name? Stacey Wilson and fucking Ryan Rotten, and like I don't know anybody, honest to God, that's not in that circle of people that
Ryan
likes any of that shit. Yeah, it's just not like none of that stuff is meant to be really liked. It's just too glitzy and too fucking shallow. Like nobody really likes Bloody Disgusting. Like nobody sits down and fucking reads Bloody Disgusting for hours at a time. You just like every now and then they'll have some sort of scoop and you'll hear about it through them. Nobody pays attention to that shit.
Yeah. I guess like because a lot of this stuff is made in California, they're there in California. Maybe that's why they get them. I don't know, but it's not name recognition because nobody knows who the fuck they are.
And nobody should.
No, they've never really done anything of note, really. I mean, Adam Green, I don't know if the common horror fan even knows what the hell Hatchet is. Maybe they do. I don't know. Another thing on here, though, that he was talking about, somebody was mentioning on here, it reminded me of, I guess there's the Friday the 13th lawsuit situation is
with Victor Miller.
Yeah, Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham. Sean Cunningham has evidently filed a newer lawsuit against Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema or Paramount or whoever the hell it is for lost, funds from, I guess, whatever they've box set maybe, or the, DVD rights or whatever. So odds are there's not going to be another Friday the 13th movie for a long, long time, even today. So it's been like 11 years since the last Friday the 13th movie, and doesn't look like there's going to be another one made anytime soon.
People, that's the thing that kills me, though. People are always saying stuff like, well, that they killed the Friday the 13th series and all this stuff with that last remake. Not really. I mean, what killed that was all that shit with the legal issues going on, have been going on for years.
Yeah, that's aggravating. Because the fans are the ones that's and let me tell you something too. Honestly, the lack of that many years without anything out, that hurts that franchise big time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Friday the 13th is always one of those, though, that if they put a new movie out, like it'll be, well, I don't know about now. If they put a new movie out to fucking stream online, it'll make a fortune no matter what.
Yeah.
I just wonder if, like, you take something like Halloween, right, where they made like a ton of those and everybody thought that the Rob Zombie ones were going to fuck it up, but then the new one came out and everybody loved that one, and now the next one will be, it'll make a fortune too. These things constantly just reinvent themselves.
Well, I mean, you've got now fan movies that are coming out, and I don't know how they're doing it, but they're making money doing this shit. They release Blu-rays of like Never Hike Alone or whatever the latest fan film is. But yeah, you've got fans that are doing stuff that honestly they're probably making better movies than the studios make anyway.
It's true.
But yeah, I think that's one thing that recently came out this week. That Sean Cunningham was, he called upon Grover Arnott to
the heavy hitter. Fuck.
Carter, the big money hustler. Thank you, sir. We are lucky that the figureheads of horror went from the Adam Greens and Ryan Rottencrotches to the Ari Asters and Robert Eggers. Well, Ryan Rotten's still sort of a big deal. I think he's in with Blumhouse, right? They're remaking a lot of the 90s movies again. They made a new the Curse, new Curse movie. I swear I've not been drinking. Not the Curse.
What the fuck are you going on about the Curse? It's fucking 3 times you talking about the Curse. God damn it. You talking about Freaky?
No.
What the fuck are you talking about?
God damn it.
The Curse.
Wasn't that a Blumhouse movie, The Curse?
There's no fucking Curse movie, man.
It's just simply called
I swear to God.
The Curse.
The Craft. You talking about The Craft?
It was the something. There you go. The Craft. Oh, there we go. There's some really some vodka and orange juice in this.
God damn, he really wants there to be a Curse movie out. Man.
Come on, Ryan Rottencrotch. Make the Curse.
No, listen. We watched that. Savannah and I watched that with the kids. Was it last night or night before? Like we rented it. And even she was like, God damn, this is like one of the worst movies. Like, it's not watchable. It's really not. Like the new Craft Legacy or whatever.
Sure, it's not The Curse.
The Curse Legacy. No. It's not.
It's The Craft. That's what I was thinking of, I swear.
Like, none of those movies, though, are watchable. Really, like, I've watched the Freaky one with Vince Vaughn, and then the Craft one, and there was another one, too. And they're all just like, God damn. Like,
Greg, there was a Curse movie. I'm thinking about that one with Will Wheaton in it. That's the one I was thinking of.
Is that what you're thinking of?
They're making a remake of that. Ryan Rottencrotch is. Let's see here. Wet Movies talking about Eli Roth. Can't wait for Eli Roth's next big movie. I am horny for it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm moist for it.
We did take the time. I don't know what movie it is, but we have officially called Eli Roth out again. We want to get him face to face on here, at least on chat, and talk horror with him. So we're going to try to make that happen, Uncle Bill. You think we can do it?
No.
Well,
I mean,
I've still got his cell phone number, so
we're gonna call him again.
Unless he's changed his number, I'm gonna.
We should just be like, it's 15 years later. Come on, bitch, get on it.
Let's bury the hatchet, Eli. We can do this. We like your series on AMC. It's like the only thing that you've ever done that we've liked.
Yeah, should just call him. Like, all right. That. So this is 15 years later, and we were pretty much right about all this. But you did make a good series, History of Horror. Yeah.
Did you ever see that? Didn't he do a Death Witch remake or something like that?
Yeah, it was.
I never did watch it.
Was it called Death Wish, or I think it was called something else? It's Bruce Willis in it. I watched it. It's pretty shitty.
It was called Wisher of Death.
Wish, yeah. What the fuck was that called? It wasn't Death Wish, was it?
I think it was called Death Wish.
Maybe it fucking was.
Hotel Exotic is asking something else here real quick here too. You've seen The Lodge, haven't you? Didn't you watch that?
Yeah, I watched it around the same time you did, and it freaked me out about the same way that it freaked you out.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. It's definitely in the upper echelon of, the best stuff of 2020.
It's a movie where you definitely think it's going one way, and it goes like 3 different ways before it ends.
Yeah. No, the girl in it too is Elvis Presley's granddaughter.
You told me that. I couldn't fucking believe it, but yeah.
Yeah, she's been in quite a bit of stuff too. It's Lisa Marie Presley's daughter. So she just goes by she wouldn't have the Presley name anyway. I think it's her dad's last name that she goes by. I can't remember now, but maybe her last name's Kraft or Curse.
Curse. Oh fuck.
Oh shit. Was there anything else horror related you want to talk about on here?
I really can't think of anything. Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of a down period, I guess, right now. There's not a whole lot of movie theaters and all that. It's all closed still around here, and not a whole lot coming out either, really.
I mean, honest to God, the best thing I've watched in a while was that Psycho Goreman. And, it ain't going to be a movie for everybody or anything, but it's got a trauma kind of campish feel to it.
It almost sounds like a Rob Zombie album.
It does. Like, the name is, I don't know. It's probably not the best name for that movie, but.
Psycho Goreman, yeah!
But if you liked Hobo with a Shotgun and Werewolf Cop, you're bound to like Psycho Goreman.
All right. Well, I guess that we'll just wrap it up. I don't really have anything else either, unless anybody else has. Been on here for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm fresh out of shit to talk about. Although I did get a bunch of new figures in, so.
You're getting figures again?
Dude, I've been getting figures for about a year now. I'm not gonna lie. The poster thing is new. I never thought I would start buying that shit again.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like I got into wrestling figures pretty hardcore there not real hardcore. I bought a few and then I got out of it. So I'm probably going to be selling those. They just take up too much room. I don't have room for them. So
that's true. I don't really either. Like, I don't know where to fucking hang them or anything.
Yeah. Whereas like some of the stuff that I have out is cool looking. Like I've got Roy back there somewhere. And, I'd rather have shit like that. But the Strange Tennessean, I like the name. I had to call him out there real quick. We'd get along probably. But yeah, it's fun. We will have to do this again. I know that we were talking about doing underrated horror type podcast deal. Maybe we'll do that again soon. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the Dead Pit Patreon page, Deadpit on Patreon.com, there's crazy amount of shit on there to check out. So, and we're also doing stuff, exclusive reviews and stuff like that. I think the next one up will be the Midsummer, right?
Oh yeah. I've still got to see how the damn thing ends. There's probably still 30 minutes that I haven't watched.
Yeah, I would really be interested in seeing what you thought of Hereditary as well. So if you got an extra couple hours, you should watch that one too. We should just fucking review both of them.
Yeah, I'll probably just watch that too. Because I will say that movie kept me, like Midsummer's kept me fixated on what was going to happen. So I can imagine Hereditary.
They're different kind of movies in a way, but they're also kind of similar too. So it's kind of odd. Enjoyed both of them though. So, all right, guys. Well, Uncle Bill, it was good talking to you, and maybe eventually you'll pick up your fucking microphone, buddy.
fuck. I still haven't got my webcam up. And I just found my fucking shit. Adapter thing over here. I gotta get my shit together.
Yeah, you got
I'm gonna get it together.
You got your little dongle.
Didn't need it though. If somebody else had logged on, I would have. I
Working
guarantee.
good right now. So, yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed. I'm glad. Wet Movie says he's digging the Patreon. There's all kinds of cool shit that we can put up there too. Like I put up. I found this, Uncle Bill. I didn't tell you about this. Actual raw footage of the entire day that we shot that Road to Hostel 2. I put all that on there. So,
oh my god,
yeah. Like there's this one shot where I just every time I watch it, I crack up because I'm holding that fork with that fucking. All the special effects were in that whole shoot was marshmallows. That was all it was. So we had an eyeball. That was marshmallow with like a little pupil thing drawn on it. We had your balls. Those were marshmallows with Smuckers on it. And when you shit yourself, that was also marshmallows painted brown. But there's this one scene where I'm holding that fork and like the way that I was trying to hold the camera with one hand and the fork with the eyeball in it in the other. And like I'm coming near your eye with it, and you start screaming like "ah!" And it's just it's fucking awesome. Like it cracks me up still to this day every time I see it. So
yeah, our whole special effects budget was a fucking bag of marshmallows,
and some like 25% and Smuckers that was already in the fridge. So
that was a good day.
Yeah, and then there's more shit like that to come. So if you haven't checked that out, it's DEADPIT on Patreon.com. It's real easy to remember, and we're doing all kinds of shit on there. So, but everybody have a good rest of your weekend. Watch the Royal Rumble tomorrow. You want to do some Royal Rumble picks real quick on the men's Royal Rumble? Who do you pick?
Shit, I don't even know, man. Like I haven't been even watching it.
I picked Daniel Bryan.
I mean, you're the one that kind of said that they're hyping him up.
Well, my picks, here's who I'm picking. I'll probably be wrong. Men's Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan. Women's Royal Rumble, Bianca Belair. That's the only one that I can even think of that would win in the Women's Royal Rumble, but we'll see.
Well, that sounds killer.
All right. Well, everybody have a good rest of your weekends, and go watch some horror movies, if you will.
I'm getting ready to finish this one. We'll see how it goes.
All right. We'll catch you all later on DEADPIT.com.